And number 9. The habit of basing opinions on facts instead of relying on guesswork. How many of you do that? How many of you rely upon the facts instead of guesswork? Well, pretty truthful bunch, I think. I wonder if you do. I wonder if you recognize how many times you're acting on guesswork in comparison with the number of times that you're acting upon facts in forming your opinions. I wonder if you recognize the importance of making it your business to get at facts before you form an opinion about anything. Did you know that you have no right to an opinion about anything at any time, anywhere, unless it's based upon facts or what you believe to be facts? Did you know that? And why is that true? Would you tell me why you don't have a right to do that? Because you don't want to get into trouble. You don't want to fail. That's why. Of course, you can go ahead and have opinions, and we all do, a flock of them. You can even give them to somebody else without them asking for them, and we do that right along. But before you really and truly can safely express an opinion or have one, you must do a certain amount of research and base your opinion upon facts or what you believe to be facts. Now we'll come down to this enthusiasm one, number 10. The capacity to generate enthusiasm at will and control. Do you know how to generate enthusiasm at will?
Act. Do it. Feel it. Conviction.
5.
Having a positive attitude.
What's back of all this? What happens before you start doing anything in connection with enthusiasm? Yes, you have to feel it, don't you? You have to feel the emotion of, you have to be quickened, and your mind has to be alerted with some definite objective or purpose or motive. And then you do something about that motive. You do it with words, with the expression of your face, or by some other form of action. That word action is inseparable from the word enthusiasm. You can't separate the two. Now, there are two kinds of enthusiasm. There's passive enthusiasm, enthusiasm which you feel, but you give no expression of it whatsoever. And there are times when you need that kind, believe you me. Because if you don't have that kind, you disclose to other people what goes on in your mind at times when you don't want that to happen. You take a great leader, a great executive, and while he may have a tremendous amount of enthusiasm, he'll display that enthusiasm only to whomsoever he pleases and under whatsoever circumstances he pleases. He will not just turn it on and go off and leave it. That's the way you and I do it. Or do we? That's the way the majority of people do. When they have enthusiasm, they just turn it on and blubber over in it, and they accomplish nothing. Controlled enthusiasm, enthusiasm turned on at the right time and then turned off at the right time, is an important thing, and your initiative is the only thing that can control that. You know, if you took that one subject alone, the question of how to turn on and off enthusiasm, and got the art down fine, you could become a marvelous salesman of anything you might want to sell. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You really could. Did you ever hear of anybody selling anything that didn't feel enthusiasm over what he's trying to sell? Did you? Did you ever sell anything that you didn't have that feeling of enthusiasm over what you were trying to do for the other fellow? You may have thought you did, but you didn't. If you didn't have that feeling of enthusiasm on your own initiative, then you didn't make a sale. Somebody may have bought something from you because he needed it and had to have it, but you had very little to do with it unless you had that feeling that you imparted to him. And how do you impart the feeling of enthusiasm to another person? How do you do that when you're selling, for instance?
By being sure and smiling, sure when you're selling. And that feeling runs out in your mind.
Fine. Must be sold on it yourself. That's a very good way of putting it. In other words, it starts inside of your own emotional makeup. You must feel that way. And if you open your mouth to speak, you must speak with enthusiasm. You must put some enthusiasm into your the expression of your face. Put on a smile, a good broad one. Of course, nobody speaks with enthusiasm with a frown on his face. The two just don't go together, do they? No, they don't. So there are a lot of things that you must learn about this business of expressing enthusiasm if you're going to make the most of it, and all of them involve your personal initiative. You've got to do it. Nobody can do it for you.